And today, this talk with Dr. Zoe is brought to you by our group. It's called VDEX, Visionary Dream Express. And our group mission is together building and inspiring people to live their dream, right? Everyone has different dreams. Some people, their dream is just to be healthy. Some people want to have time freedom. Some wanted to have wealth, travel the world. And VDEX is the platform that to help people to achieve their dream in various aspects, okay? And the VDEX founder I would like to share with you is these two people that I'm very grateful for is Dr. Tam and Dr. Uy. So both Dr. Tam and Dr. Uy, they founded this VDEX group because they both are homeopathy doctors for over 30 years. And throughout the time, they have helped many of their patients. They do have their clinics in Igate. They have helped many of their patients to regain health in the most natural way through their knowledge. And also, time to time, in the last 10 years, VDEX has run a lot of the camp. We've done different camps throughout the whole Malaysia and even in Singapore and also in China and different parts of Asia. So we have run health camp, the lifestyle detox camp. We also have business entrepreneurial camp for the young people, especially those young people who want to live their dream. Yeah, young people have bigger dream, right? I'm sure. So today, this talk, right, Dr. Zoe would really like to share because her kind of her goal is to she want to share this golden piece of information for people who value health, right? I'm sure you value your health, that's why you are here. So over here we can't really clap hand, but there is one side, a keyboard sign that we can say clap hand is when you can help me to type a lot of means you are clapping hand, okay? So I'll need your interaction with me. So please do type in the chat box a lot of 888 to help me in welcoming Dr. Zoe. Not watching movie, but coming here to share her knowledge and experience with us. Yeah, we are like kind of getting the free consultation from Dr. Zoe tonight, okay? So Dr. Zoe, please take it away for this interesting topic, like the female hormone, right? I think female hormone is really important. The hormone is what that make us really woman, right? It's determined, it lies within our hormone. So Dr. Zoe, I'd like you to unmute yourself so that we can hear you. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, take it away, Dr. Zoe. Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Right. I'm so happy that all of you had come tonight to listen to our talk. It's very important because all of us have hormones, and many of us have problems with our hormones in many different ways. So we're going to talk about what they are and how is it produced, how does it work, and what happens when they become imbalanced, and if they're unbalanced, what can we do to manage it? Okay, next slide. Female hormones. I think you all know what ovaries are. They are the ones that we usually say are eggs. Okay, that makes our eggs. This make estrogen and progesterone the female hormones that are very important. Progesterone is also called a happy hormone. The ovaries make eggs, but in addition to the estrogen and progesterone, and they make our female traits, our breast and all the other things, and they are involved in our fertility, pregnancy, and the menstrual cycle. Without them, we cannot do any of those things. And besides our ovaries, the adrenal glands and some of its cells produce estrogen, and during pregnancy, the placenta also produce estrogen. The female sex hormones influence our body weight, our hair growth, our bones, and our muscle growth. The hormones naturally fluctuate throughout a person's life, not only through a person's life, month to month. That's why we have periods and a period of bleeding and a period of no bleeding. That's all because our hormones fluctuate. Next one, please. Okay, what are hormones? Now, sometimes we need messengers to pass something to our friends or to our relatives or whoever we want. So these hormones are chemical messengers, and these travel through our bloodstream so that they can control and regulate many of the biological processes that are in the body. These are produced in one part of the body and they traverse different parts so that they can control how the cells and organs work. This hormone will only act only on the part of the body where it fits. It's like the target cells, and these cells must have receptors. And without the target cells and the receptors meeting each other, they cannot work. I think we all know what lock and key looks like nowadays. Most of us don't use the normal lock that we used to use. We have the key, but the lock is slightly different from what we used to have. But it's just like a key that fits into a lock. So, for example, the progesterone or the estrogen does not act on the pancreas, okay? So that's why it has specific or target organs. So hormones are essential, very, very important for our life and health. Without that, we cannot live. All right. So you see the next ones. So what happened to our female body? Let's see what estrogen does to our body. They help us to have a secondary sexual characteristics, and they help the uterus to grow during puberty and during the initial period of our menstrual cycle. It helps the endometrium or the lining of the uterus to grow. And the progesterone helps us to develop our breast during the puberty and also help the endometrium to grow and thicken so that it prepares the uterine lining for conception, for the baby to be implanted. And during pregnancy, we don't want to have any contraction. They inhibit the contraction of the uterus during pregnancy. That's why when a person has what we call a threatened abortion, we give them progesterone. Okay, next one. Now, some more things about estrogen. Let's see what else it does. Okay, it causes the endometrium to proliferate, and it causes the breast stimulation, but it can also lead to breast cancer. It increases our body fat, increases our endometrial risk of endometrial cancer. It increases gallbladder disease risk, and it reduces our vascular stone. And it restrains the breakdown of the bone, and it increases blood clots. Whereas the progesterone helps the secrete endometrium or make the lining so soft that it makes a nice bed for the new ovum that has been fertilized. And it protects us against fibrocystic disease and prevents breast cancer. And it helps us to use our fat for energy, and it prevents endometrial cancer. That's why many times we have to give them, when people have endometrial cancer, we can give some progesterone to help that. And it promotes the building up of our bones, restores our vascular tone, and it normalizes our blood clot. But when they are balanced, everything is okay. Next one. I think we all, those who have had periods, know that every month our periods, some people will bleed for longer periods, some people. So initially, the first few days of period, for most people, it lasts about 4 to 6, 7 days. And then after that, if you can see the purple line, that is estrogen, it slowly rises until the egg is mature, and then it breaks and it begins to get lower down, and then towards the end it goes up again. Whereas progesterone is very low to begin with and slowly rises after ovulation, and then it also goes down. So this cycle continues throughout our lives. Okay. Next one, please. So estrogen productions also, the in our brain you have a gland called hypothalamus. You can see the picture, and this makes some hormones they call follicular stimulating hormones. It helps the eggs in the ovaries to grow, and then after they grow and later on when they mature they produce estrogen. So ovaries produce estrogen as well as our fat cells. That's why we prefer people not to be overweight, because when you are overweight or too fat, you have more estrogen and the chances of having uterine cancer and breast cancer are higher. And it is also produced by the placenta during pregnancy, which is very important for the baby. So these are produced in the glands, they are transferred through the blood vessels, and they go to their receptors, and then they causes effects, and later on these are metabolized and excreted through our bowel mostly. Next one. So we often think about hormone imbalance. There is supposed to be a certain amount of estrogen and progesterone throughout our body, our life. But when one or the other is too much or too little at the wrong time, this is what we call hormone imbalance. So when estrogen is too high, it is called estrogen dominance, and it is too low, it's called estrogen deficiency. This happens mostly during menopause, but it can happen at any time in our life. And when the progesterone is too little, it's called progesterone deficiency. And when it is too high, it's called hyperprogesterone. Okay, next one. Okay, let's see what our estrogen does, okay? It helps our skin to be elastic, and it promotes our reproductive health, and it preserves our bone density. That's why when we are menopause, our bones become thin and we get osteoporosis. And it also helps the plaques to prevent the plaques building up in our blood vessels, and it regulates our menstrual cycle. And what are the other effects? It regulates the cholesterol in the blood vessels, and then it sustains the body temperature. It stimulates our breast development in different ways through progesterone. And it maintains the thickness and the vascularity of the vaginal lining. Next one. So when estrogen is in balance, what happens? Let's see what happens if estrogen is too high. You get breast tenderness. That's why sometimes just before a period, before ovulation mid-cycle, you get breast tenderness, and you may have bloating, and your emotions are not very good, and you might have pounding headache, weight gain, and vaginal yeast infection. Some people feel depressed, and there can be fibroids and cystic fibroid diseases in the breast. And there is joint pain, water retention, and you get irritable, and the blood sugar levels become unstable. Then what happens when it's too low? We get hot flushes and night sweats and can't sleep, and we have mental fog, and there is very low sexual desire and lubrication. The vagina is dry, and sometimes we get depressed, and we feel so tired. And there is frequency of urination and migraine, and our memory and concentration becomes poor. Our skins become dry, and our nails are brittle, and we get osteoporosis, and sometimes have flatulence gas. Okay, next slide. So what are some of the things that you can see when you have high estrogen? You have irregular period and maybe fibrocystic disease, and you can see the weight gains, you almost look pregnant, huh? And there is migraine and hair loss and thinning of hair. And there can be, you get older faster, and their autoimmune diseases increase, and cervical dysplasia means there are changes in the cervical cells that can cause cancer. And we have depression with anxiety, foggy thinking, memory loss, low blood sugar, mood swings, and also polycystic ovarian diseases, and allergies, asthmas, breast cancers, and uterine, and for men also have cancer in the prostate. Cold hands and feet, fatigue, hair loss, infertility, osteoporosis, slow metabolism, and many people get PMS, and you get fibroids in the breast as well as in the uterus. And we already said there is low sexual desire and weight gain, headache, irregular period, insomnia, difficulty sleeping, and bloating. So these are all signs of high estrogen and symptoms. Can we see the next one? So what causes our estrogen to be too high? One is called genetics, which we can not do very much about. But when we are stressed, it's good, not good, and poor estrogen detox. All our food, everything has to be detox. When the detox is bad, estrogen can get higher. And if we eat a low fiber food, it gets higher. And when the gut bacteria, we get all the bad bacteria, then we have this problem as well. And eating conventional meat. If you eat meat, if you try to get organic, it's much better. And alcohol, so better not take alcohol. Nutrition deficiency, so better eat a balanced diet. Poor methylation, and xenoestrogens are things that work like estrogen, like the ones that you can get in plastics. If you get constipated, you cannot excrete the excess estrogen, and so you have estrogen dominance. And then this is beta-glucuronidase, is a enzyme that is increased. Okay, next one. So if you have high and low estrogen, or what we call estrogen dominance, what can you do? It can be done by eating. Okay, I'm going to tell you what are the best food and what are the worst food. So it is your choice what you want to do. If you want to have good estrogen, you eat these foods. Flaxseed, leafy greens, lots of leafy greens. Malaysia, we are so lucky. If you go to the market, I don't know how many different kinds of greens are there. But many of us tend to buy the same kind of greens every time, and we are not bold enough to try the different ones that are there. And different berries, all kinds of berries are good. And organic lean proteins, you try to get the meat, organic bean meat, nuts of all kinds, and try to eat whole grain foods, not the refined foods. Okay, what are the best, the worst ones? Processed food, sugary snacks, red meat, dairy products, soy-based products. These are the ones that are GMO soy, high sugar high sugar fruits, but especially the sugar that you add and excessive caffeine. So those of you who drink coffee, try to drink only in the morning. Okay, just 1 cup a day. Next one. So there are choices, not just now we say, so you pick a protein, you can see the pictures, you can choose any of the protein, and again, soluble fibers. When you have these soluble fibers, it helps to digestion and have good bacteria. And cruciferous vegetables, these are the vegetables. I'm not going to say all of them, you can see the picture, and healthy fats. So all these things are very important to help us balance our estrogen when it is too high. Okay. Yes, soybean is bad when it is GMO. If it is organic, it is okay. So what happens normally before puberty, our estrogens are low. And as we get into adulthood, it becomes more. And during pregnancy, it increases to a very high level because the baby needs it. And then after menopause, they go down again. So the natural causes of low estrogen are childbirth, breastfeeding, and menopause. And there are life factors, diet, we already talked about that, stress, eating disorders, excessive exercise. People who exercise so much can have what we call secondary amenorrhea because it decreases their estrogen production. So when you exercise, just do the right amount. And then the other causes are hysterectomy, chemotherapy, medications, and genetics, abnormality in our gland functions, and delayed puberty. Okay, these are the causes of low estrogen levels. Okay, next one. Can we have the next slide? Okay. What are the symptoms of you get weight gain as well? Breast tenderness, painful sex, dry skin. That's why as we get older, our skin become dry and wrinkled. Okay, hot flashes and night sweats, sleeping problems, vaginal dryness. That's why sex is more painful now as you get older. Mood swings, depressions, and brittle bones or osteoporosis. Then we get fractures because our bones become very brittle. Headache before and during the period, and irregular period. But again, these are already said already. Increased belly fat and chronic fatigue. Okay, next one, please. So if our estrogen is low, what can we do to increase our estrogen? Okay, there are apples, cherries, plums, vegetables, beets, carrots, cucumbers, grains like barley, rice, wheat. Try to make it whole. Okay, don't go buy white grain, refined wheat and things like that. Seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, fennel seeds. There are lots of herbs, garlics, clover, and parsley, and foods that contain phytoestrogens. You need to take about 4 ounces every day. Yes, soybean sprouts, garlic, winter squash, green beans, collards, dried plums, peaches, strawberries, raspberries, watermelon. And there are things that have phytoestrogens are pistachios, chestnuts, walnuts, cashew nuts, and beverages. They had some wine have some, but I'd rather you not take wine because it has so many bad effects. Green tea, white wine, and black tea. So instead of taking wine, you get the green teas, which are much better. Okay, next one. Now, we say what are progesterone? Progesterone role is they reduce or have a calming effect on the brain. It supports our circulatory vigor and it helps us to retain our bone density. It assists the liver and the kidney health and it boosts our reproductive functions. And with the breast, it reduces the tenderness and cyst formation and decreases the chances of having breast cancer. And it inhibits uterine construction, and we don't want it during pregnancy. That's why we give progesterone as well as for threatened abortion and premature labor. It increases the anti-inflammatory agent, so it helps with our immunity as well, and it lowers our blood pressure, and it protects our vagina and the cervix from infection. Okay, next one, please. Now, when progesterone is imbalanced, let us see what happens. What it is, low progesterone caused by hormone imbalance, irregular short periods, difficulty getting and staying pregnant, and it causes premenstrual symptoms and other premenstrual problems, anxiety and mood swings, insomnia, poor sleeps. Sometimes you have heavy or irregular painful period. The breast become tender and headache and migraine with periods, and you tend to gain weight over the hips. Breast tenderness, weight gain, low libido, fatigue, and hypothyroidism. Okay, we also say about miscarriages and risk of osteoporosis are increased. So when it is too high, can be caused by oral contraceptive or HRT. Contraceptives, pregnancy, progesterone medications, fatigue, drowsiness, dizziness, lightheadedness, digestive issue, bloating, water retention, moodiness, water retention, breast tenderness, decreased libido, and hypertension, breakthrough, and many times we have acne and oily skin. Next one. So the signs that consistently shown in low progesterone is abdominal pain, irregular period, vaginal dryness, sore breasts, headache and migraines, symptoms, spotting between periods and missing periods, depression, anxiety, mood swings, low blood sugar. These are consistently there. The others that we had mentioned, sometimes they may not be found. Okay, next one. So now let us see increased progesterone. When our progesterone is increased, too low, we increase our progesterone by eating high progesterone fruit, phytoestrogens, veggies, all kinds of veggies, legumes, nuts, and seeds, and progesterone promoting nutrients like vitamin B, zinc, and magnesium. And we need to change our lifestyle. We need to have moderate exercise. It's best to use weight-bearing exercise like walking, or you take a dumbbell and lift it. Our exercise should be about 30 minutes every day, at least 5 times a week. If we over-exercise, we have problem. If we under-exercise, we have problem with our hormones. So let us just do the right one. And wholesome habits, Here it says limit alcohol. I say don't take alcohol. Stop smoking. Relieve stress. There are many ways of relieving stress. Laughter is one of the best ways of relieving stress. So go and watch a very funny movie like Mr. Bean's. And alternative medicines can be herbal supplements, chaste, berry, rhodiola, and other hormones. And there can be hormones that you use, birth control pills and things like that. But as I say, they are not the best. Next one. There is a cream called Anna's Wild Cream. This can be used to increase your hormone, especially progesterone. This is recommended mainly because it is not progesterone itself, but it helps the body to make progesterone according to its needs. Just like for life products, it helps our body to help our immunity. So you can apply it twice a week over your skin, but apply it at different parts of the body. For those who are menstruating, you use 3 weeks a month. For those menstruating persons, you eat, the 3 weeks usually days 7 to 27 for menstruating person. And to get the most benefit, if you are too low, you use it for 1 year before you say it doesn't work. It is safe for all ages. That's why this particular oil cream is recommended. There are many other estrogen cream and progesterone cream as well. Next one. So when you have high level of progesterone, what happens during when you are small before puberty, our progesterone is low. During adulthood, because of our menstrual cycle, it gets higher and lower. During pregnancy, it's high all the time, and after menopause, it's low. There are natural causes of high progesterone. They are pregnancy and all these things, smoking, alcohol, and taking some drinks that are not good, that have external hormones, just like HRT and hormone exposure. And if you have congenital adrenal problem, we can have this problem. And if we have ovarian tumors, we can also have this problem. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Okay, signs of high progesterone. We have gone through many of them, so I will not repeat them with the high progesterone, okay? Next one. So how to lower if you have too high progesterone? Exercise can reduce excess progesterone. Some people have an app which says they have 100 steps, 10,000 steps a day. It doesn't have to be just steps. Any form of exercise that you enjoy, that you can do regularly and consistently is good. Reduce chronic stress because it can impact your progesterone. There are many ways of reducing stress. You can choose what you like. And getting enough sleep is very important. And we need to eat more fibers, ground flax seeds. Why you should grind yes, flaxseed is because when you take whole flaxseed, the body cannot absorb it, and it's just pass out into the stool as it is. And it should be ground just before you use it because the oil in the flaxseed is very, very volatile, and it can get rancid very fast. So the fresher you grind, the better. There are already ground flaxseed for sale. Please do not buy the whole flaxseed. Okay, other things are fermented foods like natto, tempeh, miso, and vegetables and fruits. Other foods that are rich in healthy fats are avocado foods, avocado, salmon, and you stop smoking and taking alcohol, reduce caffeine intake to lower your high cholesterol, progesterone. Next one, please. Okay, what can we do or things that we can avoid? Many of the things we use for cleaning products are harmful. So I would like you to read your cleaning products. And there are, for cleaning products as well as personal care, the most harmful ones are what we call paraben and sodium lauryl sulfate. So when you read the ingredients, if you cannot pronounce it, don't buy it. Plastics have something that work like estrogen. They call it gynoestrogen. This is the thing that they make the plastic soft. So if you have to use plastic, use the hard plastic. And don't drink the water straight from the tap. You either filter it or you boil it because there are so many contaminants in the water. If it is possible to avoid oral contraceptives, avoid it. There are many different kinds of contraceptive forms, so you can use them. And many of our cookwares are non-stick. Many of them leach the chemical they use from the non-stick. Many times I try to buy, they say, oh, this one is good. And in a few years' time, they say it's not good. So right now, I do not know which one is the best one. And we should avoid all the harmful foods. We all know junk food, processed food, and canned food, and all these things, and fast foods. Again, I will say the fast food that I recommend are fruits and nuts. You don't need to do anything. And the things that you should avoid, cleaning products that have harmful chemicals. This is repeated. Now, what are the things we should use? Stainless steel containers or glass bottles, especially for storing cooked food and drinks. And wash your vegetables and fruits very thoroughly. There are what they call vegetable wash, or we can use baking soda with salt or with vinegar. The best cooking utensils at the moment are stainless steel, glass, cast iron for cooking. And when you buy oil, don't buy them in plastic bottles because the plastic from the bottle leak into the oil and you can take plastic without realizing. And by the way, don't buy already, what do they call that? Onions that is already fried onions and fried garlic. They put plastic in the oil to keep it crispy. So you might have wondered why the things that you buy, fried onion and fried garlic are very crispy all the time. It's because they put plastic. They put a bottle of plastic in the hot oil. So we eat the plastic. So if you have been buying it, make your own, okay? And if you buy oils, get them from glass bottles. And it is better to get the bottles that are dark color and not the transparent ones, okay? Next one, please. Okay, there are some supplements that are safe that we can take. Let us see what they are. Vitamin D. is very, very important for our supplement because every cell in the body has a receptor, and vitamin D deficiency is very, very common. You would think that in a tropical country like this, we will have normal vitamin. Why we don't have it? Many of us don't stay in the sun, and if we go in the sun, we have umbrella, and we stay in the house the whole day. So I've been doing vitamin D levels for all my patients for many years. I found only one Malaysian who had enough vitamin D. And some people are so bad, they are less than 20. The amount that is accepted is 75. So if you want to know exactly how much you want to take, do your vitamin level. Some people need more, some people need less, okay? And then there is for life Rio Vida stick. You have all the goodness of Rio Vida in a convenient sachet. So you have all the berries and everything. So it's very easy to carry around. Okay, next one. Another one is for Life Plus Advanced. This one help us to support our immune system. It contains 100 milligram of transfer factor and 10 immune supporting herbs. So it's very good to take this every day, or at least if you cannot take every day, especially when you are going out to a place where you are likely to get infected, take it if you don't take every day. Next one. And this is the one that we specially made for hormone problems. Recently, I thought it was only for females, but we got somebody who came from US and said, oh, males also can use it. So if there are any males who have hormone imbalance, you can also use it. You just take 2 capsules a day. Okay, you can read the ingredients yourself. Okay, next one. This is called Bountiful Harvest. It has all things that are from whole plant source. Many people do not eat all the things that they are supposed to eat. So if you cannot eat your greens, your vegetables and all that, supplement with this. But don't take this only to supplement your food. This is just a supplement, not to be dependent on this instead of the nutrients that you get from food. Okay. Next one. So we would ask somebody to share a testimony.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Zoe, for sharing with us, right, the importance of maintaining a balance for our female hormones, right? So, in a nutshell, when we say the female hormone, is really about these two key things, that is the estrogen and also the progesterone, right? These are the two female hormonal balance that's very key to make us women, right? That's what you were sharing. Okay. So thank you so much again once for your time. Like I've always look up to Dr. Zoe, even at this age. I probably most of you who do not know her, you might not be able to guess her age, right? So because Dr. Zoe keep very well. She is a long-term vegetarian, and then she's a strong advocate for all the natural ingredients and also like plants and herbs. I've been to her house. She has her own gardens of plants, kales, vegetables, herbs. So usually whatever she advised me, like I don't have to think twice, because she is the person who like drill into the how natural is this, is this got toxicity or not, does this have side effects or not. So like she literally helped us to filter out those things that are not really safe for us, right? So thank you once again, Dr. Zoe, for your time. You could have all your time, watching the TV and doing your own reading. But once again, thank you. Shall I have your support to give a lot to Dr. Zoe, right? Thank you her for her time. It was a very informative talk, yeah, like the Maui say, right? So before we move on, okay, I think some have typed out some questions. If you do have any questions, please type it out in the chat box. Later on, after the testimonial sharing, we're going to be getting Dr. Zoe to address some of your questions, okay? Perhaps you might get a free consultations, right, before you move on for the second opinion, okay? So the testimonial sharing, the first one I'd like to invite is myself. Okay, can y'all give me a lot of for the MC tonight beyond myself, right? So I wanted to share this. I call it my IDX journey, yeah, because from the day that I met this group of a doctor, like it totally changed my life. I would say it changed my life because I was also one of the women that suffered from hormonal imbalance. Back then when I was younger, my period don't report every month, and at that time, right, I was thinking to myself, yeah, it's good, like it doesn't come every month. It saved me trouble. It saved me a lot of troubles, right? We don't have to use pad this and that. But after some times, right, it's taken a toll on my body, like you can see on the most left-hand side, when I was in the pink denim pants, right, I looks like I was pregnant. But back then, I wasn't pregnant, to be honest. And it was the most, I was at the peak of my life, the peak in my kg, okay? I never had such a bulging tummy because all this while I was not slim, I'm just medium, but suddenly I have this growing belly that which is out of my control. Like I put on weight quite seriously, like about 5 kg in 6 months time, which I never had before. So that's how the doctor's team recommended me to go for this IDS cellular detox. So that time, I was thinking to myself, I thought detox was for people who are obese and I'm not very fat, just a bulging tummy. So the doctor says, like if you have been driving your car and you do service your car periodically, what about your body? Have you really serviced all of the organs in your body or not? I was thinking, yeah, it's true. I never really serviced my entire body. So that time, I already have hormone imbalance. My period don't come every month, and then I started to have brain fog. I easily forgetting things. I have mood swings. And then I also have low energy, and I'm putting on weight like many of the girls usually are facing. So in after I done the detox in that 2 month, I also kind of managing my diet and also my lifestyle. I do some changes. I do some exercise. In 2 months time, I really see a really apparent changes in my health, and my entire health state was so different. Like I have better energy than before. I become sharper memory. I have sharper memory. I also have better vision. Although I don't wear glasses, but one day waking up after the detox, right, I find that how come all the font on my phone is like the font has been enlarged, which means I'm seeing it much clearly, even though I'm not the person who wearing glasses. I can have that. I can see that changes. So what I'm happiest the most is that I get a better body shape. Although I'm not a very athletic person, just based on exercise after the detox. Actually, to be honest, we all got 6 packs. It's just that it was covered by a lot of the toxins and also the body fat. That's why we don't see it, right? So I got my muscle mass increased a lot by 24% and my body fat reduced. So that was back then when I was 37 years old, right? And as the clock ticked by, right, I was already over 40 years old. And then when I started to, wanted to have a family planning with my husband. So at that time, at 41 years old, right, when I go and see my first gynae, which is not Dr. Zoe yet, I went to see the other gynae. She straight away told me, he said, Fion, if you want to have baby with a high age, right, and some more the doctor diagnosed that I have PCOS. I also got a fibroid in my uterus, which make it so much more challenging for me. So she said, looking at your age, I suggest you don't waste time, go straight for IVF. So I asked the doctor, like, how much is the cost? It's about 13K. And I asked 13K put in, what is my success rate, And she said, given your high age, right, your success rate is below 30%. So I was like taking a step back, like with the money put in, and I'm only getting below 30%. But I just want doctor to help me to check through. So I go back, discuss with my husband. I said, I'm going to give IDX a try because I've heard someone else who have get successful pregnancy after they done IDX, right? So I did the IDX, indeed, it balances everything in my body. It flushes out the toxins. And when our hormone balance, right, it is the key for us to be able to get pregnant successfully. And it really, to my surprise, after I did the IDX with my husband in March, in April 2021, my period did not come. And then in May, again, it did not come. So we checked and test, and then we get a big fat positive already. So that was when I changed. I changed to see Dr. Zoe also that time. So I would say that, after my pregnancy, women a lot of time after pregnancy, they say my body get out of shape, they don't look the best. I also go back to IDX because I've gained so much confidence in doing IDX to help me rebuild my body. So you can see when my boys come in 2023, that was my state that time. So, and in this year, 2024, I do IDX to maintain my body and my health almost yearly. It's just like, Chinese New Year is coming. We all do our spring cleaning for our house. So our body is also our $1,000,000 house that need to spring cleaning every year. That's what I think. And my husband always do it with me yearly. That's how we keep our healthiest state until this point of time. And I definitely do encourage all the women, like, the first thing to love ourselves is to start from our body because that's the closest thing with us. They have been with us since we are born, right? So I definitely think that we all should give our body a good rest by giving it a good detox. So this is my how the IDX helped me, to keep my hormone balance and in check at the different stages of my life as a woman. Okay, so this is my sharing up to here. So the next one I'd like to call upon is our holistic nutritionist, Hua Xiu. Hua Xiu, are you there?
Yes, Fion.
Yeah, Hua Xiu is our holistic nutritionist for over 10 years, and her whole family have not been taking any medication since she knew this immune science, right? So these are some of the clients that she helped. I'd like her to share how she helped them. Okay, take it away, Hua Xiu.
Okay, thanks, Fion. Okay, so this is actually ex-colleagues of Coach Kenny. So Mei-Ling, she was having this delayed menstruation for almost 6 months already. That's why after encouraged by Coach Kenny to start her IDX, so she was very thankful that after she did IDX for I think less than 2 weeks only, the period come back already. Okay. And then she was so happy because before the period coming, she suffered because of the body weight, gain weight. She gained weight, even though she eat a little bit only. And also because of the edema. But luckily, we have this IDX to help her to go through. And then the best thing, bonus to her IDX is that other than the period come back, her eyes dryness also gone after doing IDX, like just now fiance. IDX help a lot of people on this eyesight problems. Their vision become clear. But for Mei-Ling is because she suffered from this eye dryness. So she feel like luckily this dryness also gone. Okay, this is the first case. Okay, thanks. Okay, second one. Okay, so this second one is the another case from SP. She is, I think, referral from Rini, okay, from our SP leader. So this Mei Xing, she come to us because she suffer from serious period pain, okay. And then after she went to scanning in SP hospital, okay, I think one of the private hospital, the doctors scanned and found that she has a few fibroid and complication in her uterus and ovary because she was suffer very serious period pain. And then the doctor advised her to go for operation, and the cost was about 70,000. Okay, and I think because she didn't buy the insurance, and she have to do other alternative, right? So she start to try for life product. So after first week only, after taking TF plus, juice and Belvy, she really suffered, she said, because the hearing crisis start already. She was having like pain, abdominal pain, and then she got knee pain, back pain, and luckily, after a few weeks, then the pain was slowly go off lah. And second week, she still continue. And then she feel better. Okay, the pain started to, I think second week getting less and less already. And what was amazing is that she can feel that something come up from her this vagina, is that something like big like ice cube. We suspect that it's like the what the fibroid, maybe they drop up already lah. This is what a good testimony from she said shared to us. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hwasil. Hwasil also has been one of my coach who guided me through my IDX journey all this year. Definitely, I wanted to thank her as well. So these are the testimonial sharing. Of course, we have more. If any one of you would like to know more, what is this IDX that is so magical, able to, reset our body to a healthier state, right? Please do check with your friend who invited you for this talk. I'm sure they'll be able to share more information with you. Okay, because we don't want to keep it for too long so that Dr. Zoe can have a rest, right? So we want to, say thank you to all of you and hope everyone stay healthy and also stay youthful, right? That's what all the women want. Of course, we still have a little bit of time. So once again, we'll invite Dr. Zoe to address some of the questions that is typed out. Dr. Zoe, can you unmute yourself? Yeah, we have some good questions from the crowd. Do you want me to read it to you?
Please.
Can, yeah. So I'll go from the bottom. So there's one question from Celeste, is that how does the medication, right? I'm not sure if I pronounced correctly, Visane works with our hormone and why this medicine causes the weight gain. Have you heard of it, Dr. Zoe?
I don't know the answer to this one, sorry.
Mm. It's a medication that you heard of before?
I don't know why it makes weight gain.
It's a progestin medication, right, Dr. Zoe?
Yeah. So
Mm.
it increases too much.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting the right amount, sometimes like exercise, you can too much and too little.
Uh-huh.
So probably the thing that is given is more than the person needs, causing the weight gain.
Okay, I see. So perhaps Celeste or Celeste, probably you could refer back to your doctor who prescribed
Yeah,
the
I think
medication, right, Dr. Zoe?
yes, to know how much they give and whether they do the progesterone level or not, I don't know.
Okay, all right. And the next questions are from Lei Kim, is that she asked, can a menopause person, be facing the estrogen and progesterone level, like a yo-yo, sometimes high, sometimes low? Could that be more prominent?
Say again, can a person estrogen and progesterone like a yo-yo, sometimes high, yeah. That's why your menstrual cycle. If you look back to the menstrual cycle, can you go back to the slide of the menstrual cycle?
Sure.
Every month we have period because of the yo-yo. I mean, we call it yo-yo, but it is here. You see the estrogen? In the beginning, it's quite low in the beginning of the menstruation, and then it goes high, and then it get lower. This is a normal cycle. So normally we also have a little bit low, but if the estrogen here is higher than it should be, when it should be high, it can still be higher than it should be. Do you get what I mean? It's always yo-yo in a way because of the menstrual cycle. That's the way we are made. But can you hear me? Can I get an answer? So that is why here you see the progesterone, it's high here, it's low here. But this is a normal thing. But if it is out of this cycle, then you have problem. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Zoe. Lei Kim, I hope that Dr. Zoe has answered your questions. Yeah, I believe that all of the whatever too high or too low, it will keep changing over the time, right? Because we are all alive and our mood changes daily, right? And the things that we eat or the time that we sleep are also different. Our emotion are also different every day. So it will also impact our hormone level to actually changing from time to time. Is that correct, Dr. Zoe? Okay, let me read the next question. Okay, yeah, also another question come from Lei Kim. She asked, can a low BP person takes flaxseed?
Flaxseed tends to lower your blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So better not to take it if your blood pressure is low. But if you have high blood pressure, it will be good to take it.
All right, good. In fact, I'm learning quite a lot of golden nuggets tonight from Dr. Zoe. And I think one of the thing that which speaks to me, like quite alarming to me, that is that, like you mentioned just now, people who are obese will have a higher chances of getting the, just like we're saying, breast cancer and also
Uterine cancer.
uterine cancer. Yeah. I think this is something that we have to alert our friends, right, who might be obese at this point of time, right? Okay. So I think that's pretty much. There was the other one earlier that you have answered. Just now, Aichin asked about corn. Was
Corn.
corn, yeah, corn become a worse food due to the GMO thingy?
Any food
Oh no, soy-based. Sorry, she was saying
soybean,
soy-based products.
GMO soybean is bad. So try to get organic.
Mm, okay. Anything that has written GMO, we try to avoid it, right,
If
Dr.
you
Zoe?
can. I mean, if we
Mm,
can avoid, but soybean, try your best to avoid GMO food.
mm-hmm. Okay. Dr. Zoe,
Somebody asked about yoga, whether it's good for menopause, I think.
yoga? Oh, is it?
Or I don't know, maybe I didn't see.
I'm trying to look. Did anyone ask about yoga? Oh,
No, maybe I
yeah,
read.
maybe there's another one question from Lei Kim. Is the 9 hours of sleep a day too much?
Well, it won't be that bad, but usually they say 7 to 8 hours. Don't if you sleep 9 hours, don't sleep longer than that. If it is a habit, go ahead and keep it, but don't make it 10 hours.
Oversleep might not be good for our health also, right, Dr.
Too
Zoe?
much of anything is not good.
Is,
Even the good thing.
yeah. We need to strike for balance. Everything we
Yes,
need to talk
everything
about
needs
balance.
Like we say, water is good. If too much water, you can die.
Okay, all right. So
And there
I
were
think
people who had water drinking competition. And I don't know how many liters that person drank, and he died soon after that.
What was the cause then?
Water intoxication.
Water intoxication. Okay, all
And
right.
drinking, that's why we say temperance is good. Judicious use of good things and not using anything that is bad.
All right. Okay, so Dr. Zoe, maybe we're getting to the end of the session. Maybe we just do one bonus question for Joey. Joey just asked, how about oatmeal? Is oatmeal better as compared to the soybean?
Oatmeal and
Soy milk.
soybean. I don't think you can compare it. They're two different things altogether.
For example, if she were to, she were to buy it from the grocery, like is drinking oat milk healthier?
Oatmeal, oatmeal or oat milk?
Oat milk.
MILK.
Yes, oat milk.
Okay, I think if you can get organic soybean will be more useful for you than oat milk.
Organic soybean would be
Milk,
better than oat milk, is it?
yeah, in terms of the nutrients that you get from.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that's all for our sharing session tonight. So thank you everyone for being here and spending a one last hour with us and Dr. Zoe. I hope that you guys have a lot of takeaways. Do share with the women at home. There are some men who are here, so we must give them a big clap because they are the men, the gentlemen who really care for their women, right?